Have you ever just felt like things really needed to be organized so you can see what you have and take action from there? That's how I'm feeling about my yarn stash. Hi, I'm April. This is Crafting in the Night. Join me today as I work through reorganizing my entire yarn stash. Let's get started by showing you what I have to work with. So this room is the dining room area, but we've turned it into a craft room because we don't really eat dinners in this area. We did try it when we first moved in like 5 or 6 years ago and it didn't work for us. So this has become the craft room and it's been completely taken over by yarn, which is fine because both my daughter and I crochet, so that's not a big deal. Over here on the left is kind of just my overstock. So I've got a big bin down here and you can see how big that is. It's the whole length of the table. Plus I have bins with yarn, yarn labels, a bag of yarn, and more bins of yarn. So these are bins of yarn that don't have homes. Then we have my winding station, which I love. I use it all the time. I just got this blocking board. I haven't opened it yet. I have some travel mugs that I plan to make cup cozies, so I needed those to size it. This is my daughter's stash of yarn, so she kind of has it all in this bin, but it's ready to go back into an organization structure. I have a bag of Basic Stitch by Lion Brand that hasn't been put away yet. These are all of my cakes that I've made from leftover yarns. I really love these clips to hold everything together. I think they're so cute and I have so much fun finding the right one for each yarn. So I'll link those in the description below. I have this little set here. They're so awesome. And then down below, what I had originally started was kind of a color coordinated system. So you can see I have greens here, and then in various bins. Oh, that's not a good one. This one should be all this velvet. I guess this isn't a good one to show the color coordination, but in the next room we'll see that. This is all Bernat Bundle Up, which I really like, and then just colors in each of the bins below, and more. This is a kit from Mary Maxim I haven't started yet. More yarn in here. So this is kind of the living room craft room area. I've got, what is it, 4, 12 plus 9 is 21 storage cubes, plus I can utilize this whole area here for organization. So that's what we have to work with in the craft room. Let's go to the storage in my bedroom. Excuse the lighting in here. I did try to turn on a side lamp so that we could see, but this is behind my door, my bedroom door. And you can see I have a couple of storage units up there. I have a couple whips, as well as I often use those bins for finished objects. And then normally there's 2 whip bins here, but they're actually in the living room because I'm working on them. And here's where you can see where I kind of started trying to do the color coordination thing. So here's blues, grays, yellows, dark blues, and then in these bins below I have all my Caron Simply Soft, more Caron Simply Soft, and then yellows. So that's what I had originally intended, but things kind of just got out of control. I started throwing yarn every which place. So this is what we have to work with in the bedroom. Let me show you where things are overflowing to. So let me take you to another part of my room. This is my dresser. Excuse the mess. I am in the process of organizing the whole house, which is what spawned this video idea. This is some Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton and some Lion Brand Pound of Love. I think that is, yeah, Pound of Love that I have. Here we have more overstock in one of my dresser drawers and more overstock. This is my line of baby velvet. I love it for borders. And then I do have one other drawer in this dresser that's full of yarn as well. So these are kind of the areas that need to be cleaned out so that I can reclaim this for clothing storage and then hopefully stash down to where I'm just using my dedicated yarn storage. Just so that you can see how small of a space we're working with, this is my front door. That's my gecko cage and some stuff that needs to go to storage. This is the craft room and the kitchen that we saw earlier. And then this is my living room. That door down on the left is the bathroom. I have a light set up for this video. That's my TV area, my daughter's room, my Peloton, and then my bedroom. So it's a really small apartment, but it suits the two of us just fine. For my whip station, what I have that I'm working with is a 6-cube bin. This is my new hook organizer that I'm loving. These are whips that I have in tubs. This is my kind of whip cart with smaller projects in these plastic bags that I love, these clear plastic bags so I can see what's in them. And then some whip bags with bigger projects in them. I do have one other area of overflow. This is just some more project bags that I need to organize and a little bit more yarn in here that needs to be organized as well. What is that? A doll? Oh no, that's the juicy fruits pattern. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're working with. And so I think to get started, what I'm going to do is move this coffee table all the way to the side. And I've already vacuumed in here, and I'm just going to dump all of the yarn on the floor and sort it into piles. So I think I've decided the way that I want to organize the yarn is by brand and line. And that's because although the organizing by color worked okay, what I would find myself doing is saying, okay, I want to do a project with Red Heart Super Saver or with Lion Brand, something or other, and then wanting to see what other colors I had in that line and going and searching bin to bin to bin. Okay, do I have any blue? Do I have any yellow? And that just isn't efficient. When I'm working on a project, I really do try to use all of the yarn of the same type, and sometimes I'll mix stuff, like I'll mix Red Heart with I Love This Yarn, but I kind of know which yarns go together for the most part, so I want to keep the like items together, if that makes sense. So let's get started. I'll get you set up on a tripod and we'll go from there. All right, to get started, I've cleared out this area, and what I'm going to do is just throw yarn kind of on the couch or on the coffee table that I've moved to the side, or in areas around the floor. So I'm going to start by grabbing bins from my bedroom as well as from the craft room and the bags behind me that I showed you earlier, and we'll start to organize it. So I am going to speed up this video so you don't have to sit through and watch the whole thing, because this will probably take me a couple of hours. It's 9:53 on a Monday night, so let's get started. All right, so this is what we have after I emptied out all of the bins in my room, not my dresser drawers and not the the 2 bins of Caron Simply Soft, because those were already all together. So I didn't want to mess those up. So now what I'm going to do is sit down and sort these by type, and that'll be coming up next. You know how sometimes you start a project that you think is a good idea, and then you find out maybe you bit off a little more than you could chew? Yeah. So this is what our stash is looking like. These are all of my bins stacked up almost to the ceiling. I had my daughter help me empty everything out. This is not my complete stash. This is now level with my couch and my coffee table almost. Well, those bulky yarns kind of make a big pile, but this is what we have going on. Let me show you where we're at on the storage shelves. So my Bernat bundle up I knew was already grouped together, and so are these Bernat pipsqueaks as well as that velvet yarn down there. So all the bins are empty. This, I'm not sure if they're full skeins, so I left them there. I know that's all basic stitch, so I left that alone. I'm emptied out the tub. Oops, and these need to go over there. And all of these are stacked up and ready to be organized. So yeah, that's a lot. Let's see what's going on in the bedroom. So really quick in here, everything's out except for the 2 bins of Caron Simply Soft, which I knew were in there and already organized, but hopefully I can fit some more Caron in there. If not, I'll add a 3rd bin to the side. And then I did empty all of the drawers except for this Sugar Will Cotton Sparkle and this drawer, which was pretty organized to begin with. I did see some mandala out there, but not as much as in here. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is move the Simply Soft over there, and then move the rest of the mandala in here. And actually I need to take out these are fine in here. I know I only have 2 of these hobby, or Hobie, however you say it, Dahlia yarns. So yeah, so I'll move these to be with the other Simply Softs. I know it's dark in here. And then hopefully these will either fit in here or the rest of my mandalas. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, I've entered the pile. Here's my Super Saver that we had piled up previously, my Party, my Baby Soft, Homespun Thick and Quick, my Heartland, some mandalas, Little Twist, and then this. So what I've done is I've placed that big tub over there, and I'm hoping to be able to kind of toss some of these larger Pound of Loves into that and just have that be the Pound of Love bin. And then I have a bigger crate behind me. Well, not a bigger crate, a smaller crate behind me that I think I'm going to use for probably for the Super Savers, at least until it's full, just to kind of get them together. Once I have everything together, then I'm going to go ahead and sort it by color and then put it back. So it's 10:25. It hasn't taken me that long to pull everything out. Let's see how long it takes to put it all back together. I just want to take a minute to remind you to hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. If you have a comment or a question, please feel free to drop it below. I'd love to hear what type of yarn you love to use, how do you organize it, and how do you manage your yarn inventory. I'm just about to get water, but we're making progress. So I got a bin for the mandala yarn. This is Caron Jumbo and Caron 1 pound, Jiffy, Bernat Baby Velvet, the craft yarn, all of my Caron cakes, Ogos, homespuns, and Party back there. This is all of my Super Saver, which is expanded, skein tones, and I'm about to make a pile for this Baby Soft. Then over here I have yarn that needs to be caked up, or like that loop yarn. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I may give it away. And then this is a bunch of Simply Soft and Hobby Lobby yarn, Yarn Bee, various types. So I need to get a pile going for that, but I'm feeling pretty good. It's 10:51. I'm going to grab a glass of water and keep going. All right, it's 11 o'clock and I feel like we're coming down the home stretch. Everything is organized and sorted. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we've got going. So this is the mound of Super Saver, and then we have skein tones here beside me. Some overflow Lion Brand yarn. For the most part, there's a Red Heart soft baby steps in here as well. And that's just because the bin that's back here of the Lion Brand is full. That's a bin of Bernat Baby. And then here's all the different types of Caron cakes that I have going. The craft yarn, homespun, ice cream yarn in the back, Bernat Velvet. Oops, and this guy should go over here. So there's all the velvets, there's all the mandala yarns, Little Twist, the Bernat Baby Blanket Dappled, This is all of my Caron 1 pound and Caron Jumbo, which for me are the same kind of weight, so I group those together. Some of my Jiffies, I do have more Jiffies than that, but I'll get them all organized together. These are just the ones that were loose. This is all of my Baby Bee. I love this yarn, so I don't have much of that. I do have some in projects. My blanket yarn, that should all be Bernat blanket or Bernat baby blanket. Bernat Softy Babies in this pile, and then I just have a couple of things of Big Twist, Sugar Wheel Cotton. There's a random skein of Bloom. Oh, actually, I have two of those. And then back behind me is some more Yarn Bee, and I'll save Yarn Bee for last to organize that. And then this is my caking pile, I guess you could say. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the Caron, since I know exactly where I'm going to put that, and then I will do the mandala, which we talked about was going to go in the drawer in my dresser, and I'll get that bin over there organized and see what other bulky yarn I can fit into it. Wish me luck. I know it's kind of dark in here, but we have all of the Caron Simply Soft organized. I had a lot of individual skeins. In fact, it's mostly individual skeins. So it is all organized by color. This is mostly blues and greens with this random hot pink. This is yellows and purples. And then this is darker colors here. And in the bottom of this, I have a few additional skeins of Simply Soft at the bottom, like brown and colors I don't use. And then all of the party yarn is organized by color as well. So we're off to a good start. We do still have all of these shelves left to fill though. And I know it's dark in here, but we'll keep going. Here's the Pound of Love all organized. So I have my grays, my creams are off-white, my one yellow, and then the rest of the whites are there. So I feel like this storage container is perfect because I don't use them, you know, they're so big you don't go through them very often. So when you do need to grab one, it's just one. So I'm going to put a lid on this and put it back underneath the craft table. So if you remember the way I kind of had things organized, there's these solid bins on the bottom, and then there's these open bins in the next two rows. And I think because I love the multicolor cakes, what I'm going to do is put all of the cakes in the open bins and then put kind of less used yarns or like the softer velvet yarns in the closed bins. So we have Bernat Baby Velvet in white and purples here, grays here, a grays and black in this one. And then at the bottom of this one, we have the two pink colors of the Bernat Velvet. And then just because these kind of have this similar texture, these latte cakes, because I only had 4 of them, so that fills up 3 bins. So here we have all of my Caron cotton funnel cakes as well as the marble cakes. Well, not all. I have a couple of ripple cakes over here and some more cotton cakes and some more cotton cakes. So we have 3 bins of my Caron cake yarn. And I do still have this one, the big cakes, 2 big cakes left to put away, but that is progress. So it's midnight, just a quick check-in. I still have to do the Super Saver. I've organized all of the mandala and put it away. This is all of my Yarn Bee baby yarn in one bin, and then all of the rest of the Hobby Lobby yarn, which is Yarn Bee plus this Premier Bloom Chunky, in another bin. So the only thing that I kept out was the I Love This Yarn, which I think pairs really well with the Caron and the Super Saver, so I want to keep that out and organize it separately. Still have the blanket yarns to go, the blanket skeins, the blanket cakes, and then the Little Twist and Big Twist and Red Heart here, as well as the Lion brand yarns there. But we're making progress. I am confident I can finish this by 1 a.m. All right, so it's 12:30 and it's mostly done. The floor is clear again. I do still have this giant pile, and it's actually bigger, not as big as it looks, because it's got so much Bernat baby blanket yarn, which is thick. So that's not too bad. And then over here, I have the Lion brand, some more Bernat, and some miscellaneous yarn that needs to be put away. Let me show you what we got put away so far. So here we have the cake yarn, mandala, pipsqueak, Burnett bundle up, baby yarn, cotton cakes, Caron cakes, and we have 3 completely empty cubes down at the bottom that we can use. In the bedroom, I have everything kind of organized rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, dark blues. They look black because of the lighting. Purples, grays, and then like the other neutrals, browns and white. I was actually surprised I didn't have very much white at all. Then we have all the variegated Red Heart Super Savers and the 2 extra Caron, I think they were big cakes. And we have 2 empty bins here. So this drawer that did have the mandala cakes now has all of these sugar wheel cottons. And I'm also going to put the Hobie yarn in here. And then I think that will be full. And I do have 1 completely empty drawer in my dresser still. Oh, and the other dresser drawer is also empty, this one here. So this is the final result. This is the only drawer with yarn in it. And it's just got some cotton cakes from Hobby Lobby, some miscellaneous Lion Brand ice cream yarn, and a rainbow something from Hobby. So that's the only drawer. The other 2 drawers have been eliminated. In my room now, behind my closet door, I have a whip up in this bin. I have some yarn that's all for one project in that bin, so I didn't even touch it. And then I tried to go for like a rainbow thing here. So it kind of goes red, orange, yellow, and then green, coming to the left for blue, and then again over here for blue, purples, grays, and then the rest of my neutrals. And then these blanket yarns I didn't have room for, and this Ogo and this Caron 1 pound. So I didn't want to put them in a drawer because I wanted to leave them out so I could see them and use them. Down here we have some variegated, all of the variegated actually, and then this one on the right is this one over here. Where is it? That one is my Burnett. So it's got various different types of Burnett in there, and the bottom is all 100% Caron Simply Soft. So this room came out, it kind of looks the same as it did, but now I have all of my cake yarn really visible. And then I have like my Burnett Softy Baby, more cake yarn, cottons, and then I did organize some bins. Like this is just miscellaneous, like fuzzy teddy bear style yarn. So I do need to get labels going for each of the bins on the bottom, but mostly that's going to be my velvets and some other miscellaneous cakes, like these latte cakes. But at least now I kind of know where they are. I didn't have quite enough storage without putting things back in drawers. So over here I have my tote, which is now all Pound of Love. And I've got like white, a crew, and I think a yellow in there. And then these bags, these 3 bags, let's see, 1, 2, 3, all have Burnett blanket in them. And it's such a big yarn, I didn't want to shove it in a drawer. It probably wouldn't have fit anyway. So I want to leave it out, and that's going to be one of my next whips to use up some of that. Kind of same with this baby yarn here, baby yarn, miscellaneous yarn. Like I know I had gotten this one to make a hat. So I just need to add that as I have time to my whips list. And then that's the bin of yarn here that came out of my daughter's room. And a lot of this just needs to be either rebundled or figure out, you know, it's again, more blanket yarn. Figure out a project for it or find storage for it once I clear out some room. But I'm already thinking like this purple and black would be a really nice pillow for her room, and it's super soft. So we'll figure it out. But that's how my craft room / yarn room turned out. And then I'll turn you guys around and show you the living room. So going from my craft room to my living room, I have my Speedy Granny Ruth that I'm currently working on. And this is now all cleaned up again. And then I have this bin of yarn that, actually I might keep this one, but all of this loops and thread stuff is gonna be donated. I gotta find a place for that ombre. And then these are some finished objects. I know it's really dark in here. Let me turn this on. Okay, I don't know if that helps, but these are some finished objects for the next Crochet After Dark podcast. This is my whole whip station. So this is all yarn that wasn't even part of the organization because these are all whips. Yeah, and that's everything all cleaned back up. So I hope you enjoyed getting a look at me organizing my whole yarn stash. I didn't really get rid of or donate much, but I did get everything organized so now that I can see it visually, then I can feel more inspired to create. So thanks for coming on this journey with me to kind of reorganize my yarn stash in a way that I can more easily visually see everything. Over the coming months, I'm going to try to work through that stash, get the actual storage, the dog, get the actual storage areas a little bit under control, and then hopefully make some beautiful creations and then order new yarn to kind of fill it in. So I'm not on a yarn diet or anything. If I need yarn, I'm going to buy yarn, but now I feel like just overall I have a more organized space. So if you haven't done so already and you're still here with me to the end of this video, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to give this video a like. I really enjoy having you on this yarn journey with me. And as always, keep calm and crochet on.